Hello guys, this is Otaku Man and let's start our story here. We see a green hair boy. A green hair boy was doing his own thing in his home. Then he suddenly get a call from his girlfriend, kind girlfriend Ochaku Uraraka. As he said, yes, hello babe, how are you? As Ochaku said, babe, I'm good, how are you? Said, fine. As Izuku said, why are you calling me right now? As she said, come on, I cannot hang out tomorrow. Sorry, as Ochaku said. Okay, Izuku said with a little saddening face. As Ochaku could hear it a disappointment in his voice, as he said, maybe we can hang out next week. Said, okay, Ochaku, bye. As she just gave him a little kiss. Said, okay, bye, love. As as we see, she was lying beside a boy with blonde hair and red eyes. As we see, the boy said, so, did you cancel the date with the nerd? As she said, yes, love, I did. She said, she's snuggling onto the blonde hair boy. As he said, oh, why don't you tell him the truth? Why don't you tell that useless the truth that you cannot be his girlfriend? Why are you still with him? As Ochako said, because of the money. Did you forget? I know your family crisis, but still, isn't it? You know, isn't it? Just let the nerd go. I can give you that. So no. How, honey? How can I take money from you? I will take from others, but him. I wanna finish squeezing his all money. I'm gonna leech onto him. And she said, she started to laugh as the Bakugo said, I hope, baby, you're doing everything goes fine. You know that nerd has already lost many things, but hey, oh god, now this is the time for wondering. This is the middle school time, by the way. Yes. Izuku met Ochako few months, not months, let's just say, if in his first year of middle school, so they start dating from there. As we see, our main character knowing that what could have occurred this as Baku was feeling bad for the nerd, so he just recorded the every talk that he and Ochako made, as it was sent to Izuku. As in Bakugo's message said, I'm very sorry what I did to nerd, but trust me, it's not my fault. As he saw, he opened the video footage that Bakugo sent him. The video footage was there. They say there was like the same thing. Little, why did she even date that nerd? And in the first place, if she liked Bakugo and those stuff. As after the video finished, we see Bakugo saying, nerd, whatever I do, I know I'm a bad person. I may bully you many times, but I will not do this anything at all. It's not in my will. She literally did this to me. She also sometimes blackmails me on some other occasion. As he said, Bakugo in here, he was good, so he was a good friend to his friend. He wouldn't show that he's still friend with the nerd. So yeah, he's like a two-sender. As Izuku said, thank you, friend. At least you didn't betray me. He thought. As Izuku was more devastated, knowing as today he was remembering how all the thing happened to him this night. What happened to him? As he remembered in the morning what incident. Today was the last day of his middle school, and the day. Let's just say it wasn't a very good day for him today. As our main character just started to remember, he thought, I didn't think that All Might would say that. He thought to himself. As we go back to a flashback, Izuku said to All Might, said, can a core-class person be a hero like you, All Might? All Might was quiet for a moment, as he said, I don't think a core-class person could be a hero like me, but you can be a policeman or even a firefighter if you want. But being a hero will cause you danger, and you will be killed in the spot, because the dangerous villain will Let's just say the dangerous villain will not hold back any remorse like us hero does. Us heroes hold back, but I better hope you stop your crazy ass dream. Think the realistic as All Might says this. Izuku heart sank down as Izuku literally returned home as All Might was able to save Bakugo. Let's just say Izuku returned home, knowing what could happen. As he thought over this more and more, his heart fell, knowing he wouldn't be able to become a hero as as he as he would think about to think that dropping the idea of getting into UA. As his dream was not realistic anymore, he didn't have any hope. He didn't have any, let's just say, determination. The determination just all might destroy the determination in a second. As Izuku was thinking dropping the idea of getting into UA. As he thought, he lost his all determination to get into UA. Everything he hoped for started to vanish in front of his eyes. The hope of becoming a hero started to die down there, as his eyes were lifeless like anything, as he remembered how Otaku cheated on him today, how Bakugo told him everything. His anger increased more and more as he knew he was so useless that even his girlfriend said also that he was useless. As or his ex-girlfriend said. We see the light, the bright light that Izuku's eye had, it disappeared. It was a blank green, a dark green. The brightness of Izuku's eyes were nearly dead-like state. The next day, Izuku was nearly dead. Let's just say, when Inko saw Izuku's face, she always teared. She always had a tear in her eyes because knowing how dead Izuku was, as Izuku told his mom what happened with Otaku. So she is very angry with Otaku right now, as she wanted to confront Otaku and said, "Why did she do that?" But Izuku, still being a gentleman, he said, "Don't do anything. Just let her be." After that incident, Izuku never get out of his own home. He fell into a depression as he stopped coming out of his own room. He kept his room in dark, always watching always being in online. In the 10 months, let's just say in those 10 months, he started using some social media and using a new ID as a person, just a normal person, being a normal high schooler. As one of, let's just say, he opened his new ID and he started to look for friends, as he sent some few friend requests to some other person who might be good person. As they become some friends, they literally become friends. Few friends that Izuku made in online games and other stuff. As Izuku started to become a little bit brighter or happier, but whenever he heard the line of becoming a hero, or I wanted to try to become a hero, he always become depressed. He never know why, but the word hero is like a trigger to him. Even the word like, do you have a girlfriend or anything, that type is a trigger for our Izuku. He always get mad and is like the brightest day of, like his smile die down. He remember everything what Otaku did to him. He remember every single word that she said. He always remember her words saying how Izuku was too worried and too shiny for her. How Izuku was a nerd and he couldn't even take her in. Izuku wanted a slow relationship, not like fast that Uraraka wanted. Yes, that's why if I'm wondering, that's why Uraraka cheated on him with Bakugo. Izuku said, "We are gonna go further when we get married," but she wasn't going to that. She wanted a fast relationship so she could get into the next one. But we are gonna go back to some other. Now he's playing some online game like Gun Gale Online. Yes, it's a fucking battle royale game, nothing else. As he started to play battle royale games and he was happy. He made few friends, like like himself. They were quirkless and they stopped having dreams becoming a hero. They started becoming a gaming channel on in the social media, as they also started studying about robotics and other stuff because they wanted to be scientists also, making this technology that the game has. Especially Izuku got a new hope. As the 10-month pass, we see Izuku one day. Let's just say one day he was going into the alleyway because it was a shortcut to his home. He saw there was a murder being held by, let's just say, the person was muscular. Now, if you're wondering, is there still 5 months? Sorry, the 5 months is only passed, by the way. If wondering, Izuku's new goal is to let's just right now create the some weapons that only all that only exist in game and mythologies and Greek mythologies and some other legends like Excalibur, Gale Blog, and some other like Clarent. Those legendary swords. His dream was to find one of those relics and make one of those swords. He always dreamed of being like one of those heroes that he has played this game, like Fate, Grand Order, like other heroes. He always wanted to make those weapons, being a hero, but he was unable. He didn't have the resources. Not right now. He's still studying. As he was in the alleyway, we see him witnessing a murder that muscular, let's just say muscular killed the water horse heroes. Yes, why the fuck not? As muscular saw one witness, we see Izuku running from his rise as muscular tackled him on the ground, making him said, "Huh, a witness? How we cannot have that?" As he said, as he punches Izuku on the stomach, making him got into the let's just say making him get into the wall. As the wall break down, as our Izuku was panting because the hit was very hard. As he coughed up blood and some of his rib and let's just say spinal cord were broken. As our main character just seeing Muscular, as he said, we cannot have that anymore." As Muscular was beating Izuku's face until he died. As Izuku fell unconscious, as Muscular thought he died. How? Yes, of course. If you're beating a person with enhanced hands or muscular enhanced hand with very painful. As Izuku got unconscious. After some few hours, police came there as they saw the bodies, and they saw in a few feet they saw another body of a green-haired boy lying there with blood all over. As they get there, they wonder if he's alive or not. One of the paramedics saw, as the paramedic rushed there and said he's alive. As they hurry, take him to the hospital. As they get his ID and some other stuff, as they call Izuku's mother. Izuku's mother came rushing there and said, "Where is my baby? How is he?" As she was very worried for Izuku, even tears were falling off her eyes. As Izuku's friends were, let's just say, from the game he played. Now, for plot convenience, one of these fans were Melissa Shield. Yes, why the fuck not? He got the goal for Melissa Shield, yeah. As she was wondering why isn't Izuku coming right? Why is Izuku being online in the game? As she tried to call Izuku in his phone. As Izuku's mother picked up the phone and said hello. Said, "Hello, is Izuku there, miss?" Said, Izuku. As she got into the scare and said, he's. And she told what happened to Izuka. She started to cry over there. Said, as Melissa said, "Oh, I'm very sorry, auntie. I didn't know." I said, "No, it's okay." As she said, "I hope Izuku goes well soon." As Melissa wanted to know, go to Izuku and look at him at this state, but she couldn't. She was still studying. Her father is not letting her go there. As we see, now we go back to Izuku's perspective. What happened to Izuku? The doctors came out of the operation room as Inko said, Doctor, what happened to Izuku? As doctor said, Miss Midoriya, he is out of danger, but there is a little bad news. As the doctor paused for a moment and it was dead silent, as he said, Izuku is in a coma and being generally hurt. I don't know if when he's gonna wake up, but it could be year, even months. I don't know what could happen. As Izuku's mom just broke down over there, said, "Can I see him?" Doctor said, "Of course, miss, but don't tempt him way too much." As Izuku's mom get there, as she saw Izuku's bloody face, he was lying in the bed, eyes closed. As only thing she could say that, "I'm sorry, Izuku." She hold Izuku's hand, is crying slightly. As we go back to Izuku's mindscape, not mindscape really, Izuku's half spirit case. Now we go back to when Muscular hit Izuku in the face. As Muscular hit Izuku in the face, he fell into a deep consciousness sleep. As Izuku could feel his soul getting teared apart, like his half of his soul getting out of his body. As Izuku was screaming, as he's screaming from his soul, as Izuku's half soul get out of his body. It fly toward the skies, and it was suddenly he the soul was instantly given some clothes and other stuff, as he was standing in line with 50 other companion 50 other like 50 other people like him. As we see, a person suddenly came up to all of them in the all of them. The person was standing middle of all of the 50% that Izuku saw. This person was known. He said, "My name is Smiley Face, and I am the judge of this battle royal, or the game master, you can say," he said. As he suddenly said, you 50 student or teens have been chosen to do this battle royale game." As all of them said, "Battle royale game? What? Aren't we dead?" Said, "Yes, you are dead, but we see the gods wanted a little entertainment, so this is entertainment for them." And he pointed at the god of entertainment over there, as we saw something that scared the living shit out of all. We could see a tree-like figure there with four hands, and she was holding some uh, paper. As we could feel the godly energy, and we were immediately bowing to her, as we were on our knees. As it was a little feminine voice, as she said, she was giggling a little bit and said, "If 50 has been chosen for, you see, me, I'm the god of entertainment, and we are getting on a bet, you can see. You are the champion. You are the champion of both of us. Yes, look to your right." As the god suggested, setting a bright light from there. There was another person sitting on some clouds. As this god was the god of, let's just say, not mischief, let's say, the divine god. Yes, I'm the divine god. As he was sitting on some clouds, as all of them said, both are in some beds, like, "We're gonna throw you into a battlefield world with magics and other being. Everyone will be on a trial to kill each other and reach the top." As the god explained a few words, and suddenly when they were about to start, said, "There is something on the screen in front of you." As we saw, there was some screen said, "Choose your weapon and power, what you're gonna take in the world." As suddenly said, "When you choose your power, whoever survives and become number one in this killing game will get a little blessing from us gods. We gods gonna give you blessing that no human, not could no even could even expect. Immortality, nope. You will get this position in one of the gods. You will get one of the position with you in the gods also. The being said. Then suddenly there was another being said. There was another being suddenly popped out. The being came out of a portal as he was wearing some jewelries and a hollow. We could see some eyes but no mouth. There was no head, but in the place of head there we could see wings and a hollow. As the being came out, said, Zarathus, why are you here? The both of the gods said. As Zarathus said, you are again using human fur. You are using mortals for your games. Why is that? He said. As don't you know mortals are our pawn and they will be even delighted to die for us, right? As both of them said to Zarathus. Zarathus just shook his head. He said, I am completely against this, but if you won't let me choose one of my champions, I will interfere in this fight, interfere in this battle royal. He said, in this game of death. He said, raising his key as the guard said, as the both of us sighed and said, why not choose one? As the chose one. As Zarathos, the being that sat in front of us, he just get in front of us. He was just taking all of us as he was walking, seeing every person. As he could see why the other gods chose him. Everyone was corrupted in their own way. Everyone had sins they committed. Some of them committed murder. Some of them even attempt to use rape on some person, and they got killed in that position. As when he get close to Izuku, he was just looking at Izuku for a moment, and we go to this Zarathos perspective. As Zarathos is, when I get close, I was seeing the candidates, all the 50%, 15% they took. As the 50%, all of them were sinners. They were all criminals, anything we could hope for. Rapist, pervert, anyone. But when I came close to the boy with green hair and emerald green eyes, he looked at the boy's past and he saw how painful the past was. He was even betrayed by his own girlfriend, but his friends were at least in a good position with him. He may bullied him, but he still helped him in a way, some case. As he said, why did you pick this boy? As he questioned why Izuku being here. As we go back to the two beings of entertainment, as another one was the darkness, as he said. As they said, we were shot in one member, so we pick randomly, he thought, as Zarathos think. Zarathos said, I will pick him as my bet. Said, Zarathos, I never thought you were gonna pick him alone. I thought you were gonna pick all 15 of them. Will you leave me? Said, nope. Okay, as all of the gods said. Then you are in the bet also. Said, yes. So how much would you like to bet on? He said, as God, now let's just say they use some kind of money. Now the money is, they call it divine core. I said, how much divine core you gonna give? They asked Zerathos. Zerathos just said, 2 billion, literally. As both of the gods I get eye wide, and as they were just seeing Zerathos for a moment, said, you are betting 2 billion on this scrawny little kid. As Zerathos had a little smirk, but nobody could see his smirk. As he said, yes. Said, okay. That as in front of Izuku's eyes, the system was disappeared that all of them had. As Zerathos said, you're gonna use my system. Zerathos told Izuku to stand a little bit further from others. As Zerathos get close to Izuku and said, You're gonna use this system. When you get there, it's gonna be a little help. I know you may be weak, but it will help you in some ways. It will help you in the future. And if I give you some ultimate power, these are all rapists, sinners. Kill them. I don't care. You are the only one with no sins, and your sin was the selfishness with others. You will save anyone even if you don't have power. I have seen this. I like that attitude of yours. So I'm gonna give you some few powers. As his hand glowed for a moment, as if flicked his finger, a divine aura covered our main character. As our main character could see something, he saw some few armor, some weapons. Said these weapons are gift from me. Even if you win, you will get this weapon as a gift. As we see, Izuku just nodded, not knowing anything. But now all the gods said, "Are you done, Zarathos?" As Zarathos said, "Yes, certainly I'm done." As Zarathos teleported, as Zarathos teleported beside the two guards, as he sat on his own throne. We go and see the 50 children was teleported into different places at different place, different time, different thing. As Zarathustra student was sent to another, like just say, dimensions, 5 dimensions. He's gonna he's gonna fight another people for his test Zarathustra gave him. As for the first opponent, he was face to face with, let's just say, Galgamesh. He was face to face with Galgamesh, as it was the test of the Zarathos, because knowing Izuku is weak, so he let him in a train. Let's just if before starting the match, Izuku is have to fight Galgamesh to prove that he could go on. As we see, Izuku was fond of an opponent. There was a female Galgamesh, as Galgamesh said, "So I have to fight this mongrel here." As she said, as Zarathos said, "Yes, if he is able to defeat you, you're gonna be with him most of the time, and he's gonna have your gets your treasures and everything." He said. As she said, it won't happen. We see our main character not knowing anything more about what to do as the battle started over there. As suddenly, when battle started, Izuku started to glow bright red and gold, as the armor popped up, as the system said, using armor. As the armor blocked him, the armor said Lancer mode. Armor said triggered mode. As our main character was engulfed in an armor that he knows, but in this armor he's feeling strong that he can take anyone in. As Gilgamesh was a wide eye for a moment, said, that armor is nice. I think I might take it from you," she said, as she was throwing the blade projectile at him. As our main character invading all the blade, for some reason he doesn't know he having this skill. As he was running, it was like he was doing his own, but it was like it was natural for him. He was started to fight her. He getting some scratches because there were blade getting from behind, as some blade impaled our main character on his hand and other part. As the blade started to impale our main character getting slower, but he said, "I have to move on. I will not die." As he thought, fighting Galgamesh, it was nearly an hour, as he was getting more and more frustrated, as suddenly the armor said berserker mode, as the armor grew bright golden, as his armor evolved into something else. Blades started to appear beside his hand, as it was in autopilot. He started running full speed like a blur, Galgamish was surprised, knowing his speed, said, "What is this mongrel?" As they were fighting each other. The fight was nearly up to death. The fight, it was like exactly like Shiromiya, how he was able to chop off her arm off, her right arm, as our main character was able to impale Galgamish's heart, and she died down there as our main character was panting very heavily. And forget that part, he is gonna fight other people. As our main character panting heavily. As the god we see, the god of entertainment and the darkness, and Zarathos. They were at awe at the scrawny little kid, and the god of entertainment started to see Zarathos in a they said, "Huh, you gave him a little boost, Zarathos." Said, "Of course, he's my champion, so why wouldn't I?" I said, interesting. We might give some of our contestant a little boost. Said, "You didn't give them first, so fuck off now." I said, "You bastard." They all said, as we go back to some of the other battles. The other battle, the other fools or the sinners, they died. They died all in vain. They couldn't stand up to their heroes. Now this time there was the final fight. The final fight between Izuku Midoriya versus Arthur Pendragon. Yes, he's the female, not a female, male version of Arthur. As he said, "So I'm gonna fight you. What's your name, warrior?" As Arthur said. As Izuku said, "Izuku Midoriya." "Okay, Izuku Midoriya, I will remember. Now let's give our blade the chance to decide our fate." As he rushed to Izuku using some swordplay move, we see our Izuku's our new armor. As Izuku was in a different type of attire because the armor took up some more energy to charge up, so he was in a battle pose like Emiya as he projected unlimited blade, let's just say Kenshin Bakia in his hand. As he took Kenshin Bakia and he said, As both of them rushed, the blade clung with each other, making cling sound. As the fight was divine for all the being, as all the being were entertained, as they said, those mortals are very strong. As some of the gods were also seeing the battle, like Ishtar. Yes, I'm talking about the Fate Ishtar, a Fate grandmother Ishtar, and also Ereshkigal god also. They were seeing the battle against King Arthur versus this nameless mortal. How an ordinary mortal standing up to the king of Britannia, or fuck what I'm saying, King of Camelot. As they were fighting, the fight was marvelous. As how the sword moved, Izuku was invading everyone with his sword. The only thing that in his mind was survive till the end, not die. He was surviving for his own mother, no one else. He said, "If I'm gonna be hero, I have to survive this battle." He started to survive all the battle through anything. As Arthur said, "You earned this. I'm gonna use my greatest move of all." As Arthur started to acquire Arthur started to gather energy in his sword, as his sword started to glow bright golden. As he started to he he lifted his sword up in his head as he said, "Excalibur." As he said, as Izuku just saw this and said, "I hope." As Izuku, only thing that he had in his head said, survive this whatever the cost, survive." As Izuku come upon a shield of flowers. As Izuku hold up a shield, few plates started to disappear as he was struggling to hold the beam as the beam still going in. His his clothes started to disappear. There was scratch on his there was scratch in his few cheeks and everything. He is holding everything as he can, but the blast was way too strong for him. But it was in his last defense system of his last defense. We see there was a voice and he said, "Call me." As we see the main character going in his last breath, he said, "Chaos Spear." As the spear started to appear in front of his other hand, as the spear appeared in his other arm, he looked at the spear for a moment, but suddenly a word came up to his mind. The word said, "Asbart." Our main character just said, "Asbart." The spear started to glow red as the spear take all the energy that was in front. A blast energy in the spear. The spear radiated lightning coming getting into Izuku's body. Izuku feels for some reason Izuku formed a new type of armor. As he was in a new armor in his form, as he said, "Whoa, what is this?" he thought. In this armor he was feeling extremely strong as he could. We see Arthur just said, "Wow." He was wide-eyed for a moment and said, "You are a worthy opponent." As we see our main character just said, "It's not over." As Izuku felt very strong, he just said, "Chaos Spear." A swing of chaos. He literally swing his sword. Hundreds of spears came out at the same time everywhere, as it was mixed with the gate of Babylon. Hundreds of spears came out as it impaled King Arthur. King Arthur was still having a smile on his face and said, "You are a worthy opponent. What was your name again?" He said, "Izuku Midori." Our main character said, "Izuku Midori, I will remember that name." As Arthur died over there, as his body started to disappear, it was just the copy of mere King Arthur. As every god in the in the podium, they were seeing the fight. They were speechless. Zerathos was laughing his ass off and said, "I won 5 billions! Yeah!" As he was screaming. For the first time, he was having fun knowing that he chose a perfect candidate for his hero. As he said, "I'm gonna take this kid as my own hero from now on." The other god said, "Damn it." As the battle was over, our main character was the spear disappeared, but our main character was in his armor. His hair changed a little bit to red, as his eyes were golden eyes. He just get onto his knees as Zerathos came in front and said, "Hello, child." As Izuku looked at Zerathos and said, "Uh, Did I win?" As Zerathos just patted Izuku's head and said, "You did, son." As Izuku started to cry, I said, I survived." As water came in, tears were flowing through Izuku's eyes more and more. As it was the tear of joy for the first time. It was not sorrow or no other thing. He was crying out of joy as he said, "I can be with my mom now." As Zerathos said, "Yes, and now your gift. Whatever ability you have gained in this battle, whatever you have, I am giving you all that. The armor, you can use it from forever from now, but use the first armor when you are in a dire situation. You can use King Gates of Babel in different way. You will not have air or anything, or the servants. You will have few weapons of the servants, like the spear that you used few seconds ago. The spear is something special to me. The spear symbolize you are my hero, you are my warrior, you are the warrior of Zerathos, so you the spear named the Spear of Chaos. You will be the wielder. Because you're wielding the Spear of Chaos, you become an immortal then there. A human who has reached the rank of a god, he said. It's gonna take some few millennium to get you in one of the god position, but for now you're my warrior. Become hero what you wanted to be, but I remember it's a gift, so you will be happy to know that. For not raising any suspicions like how did you get back there, we take your half soul and take your half spirit and place it here and gain power, and your other half is still in a coma. So, so I mean, yes, you can wake and your mom will be there with you all the time. So you don't worry. As Athos said, I'm gonna give you few weapons. Like he handed the short sword that he knows properly how he changes body properties by this. He said, "This is the rule breaker." As he gave Avalon to Izuku, said this Avalon, it will give you regeneration. It will give you regeneration as some other weapons like the Berserker sword. You will have his armor also if you want it. If you want, then there were few weapons I'm gonna show after later. As he said, you can take the Rihosha or the shield that you used few seconds ago. You can also take that. As our main character started to cry, said, "I was a quirkless nobody that anyone can crush. Now I am this powerful that nobody in my world can stop me. Why did you help me?" As Gazeratos said, "At first when I saw you, I felt bad for the life you had there. I never I never make a contact with a mortal because every mortal I met, they blow up my expectation. Like when they gain power what they wanted, they become corrupted. They become the embodiment of evil for some reason. I always wondered why, because the nature of my power, but you were different. When you gain power, you didn't kill anybody unnecessary. You kill those who were bad. You had the kindness of a person, your gentleness and your innocence. I still wonder how it is still innocent knowing the cruel fate you had. I was always wondered how you didn't turn to be a villain all the betrayal you faced. How? I thought. But now seeing you, I get it now. Your ancestor was one of my heroes from before. He was one of the first hero that I put my trust into. He made it, but some of my other students killed him out of jealousy. You are his descendant. I didn't know. What do you mean? You are Ashura Midoriya's descendant. Ashura, yes. He is the one who possesses everything you had right now. I thought it might never work, but you were able to master all of his weapons. I'm very happy on that part. And go, son. Have your way of your life. Save your world. Maybe you will even gain a servant from me. As he said, this is a few servant classes that if you touches one of the classes, like they will give you random servants. Like you can even choose your servant, like Galgamesh. And my gift, as the guard smirked, but nobody could see. He had a little playful voice and said, "The all the servants you see, they are all female." As this word was the only thing that Izuku heard, as God just flicked his finger. Zarathos flicked his finger. As Izuku was in a different body. He could feel his body strength regaining as he opened his eyes slowly, regaining all the consciousness he could have. As he wake up, as he was feeling very thirsty, as he wanted water. As his voice, there was a nurse working over there, and let's just say she was talking to one of her colleagues. As Izuku sit up on his bed, his voice was sore because he was very thirsty. As he looked for water in the water beside a table there, As the nurse saw Izuku, her eye widened as she said, "Doctor, hurry up, inform the doctor right now. Hurry up! I'm gonna inform his mother." As she get her colleague said, "Get him anything she wanted." As she said, "Do you want anything, honey? Do you want anything, sweetie?" As the nurse said with a sweet voice. As we see, Izuku just said, "Water." As the nurse said, "Yes, of course." As the nurse handed him the water and Izuku drank the water after a long time, he said, "Oh, I feel like I didn't had water in a long, long time," he said. "Maybe it's because I was fighting the long time without food or anything," he thought. "I was a fighting maniac," he said. As, as Izuku said, some food were placed there. As Izuku was eating the food like a pig. He was literally on, steroids and other stuff to making alive. Calciums, literally he was in calciums. As Izuku started to eat the food like a pig, the food was getting. As the doctor came and said, "Are you feeling okay, Mr. Midoriya?" As the doctor said. As the doctor was purely surprised, doing some after Izuku finished his food. Doctors are doing some tests. As Izuku's mother coming over in a few seconds, as she was happy today. She was happy for the very first time. As we see Izuku doing some tests, the doctor was wide-eyed for a moment as he saw Izuku's every bone. Even the permanent damage was fixed for some reason. As he thought, did his quirk awake or something? As they start for a quirk, but let's just say for Zerathos, let's just say for Izuku's comfort, Zerathos gives something that would look like a quirk. Yes, he just removed the extra joint. As the doctor said, "You have a quirk, Mr. Midori." As Izuku know it was not a quirk, it was a gift from Zerathos. He said, "Oh, okay." As Inko suddenly burst the door out and said, "Izuku," as she literally threw herself on Izuku's body. As Izuku saw a new and improved Inko, as the slim Inko was there. As said, "Mom," said, "Yes, honey." As she started to look at the new Izuku, and the doctor said, "Maybe your quirks involved." As the doctor was her doctor had a little tear in his eye, seeing the family reunion. As the doctor was Hasashi Midoriya's friend, yes. Why not? As Inko said, "Thank you for everything, Hedrix." As the doctor known as Hedrix said, "It's nothing, Inko." As doctor said, "Maybe it's his quirk that is awake. His hair changed, just like Hasashi. Hasashi, when he was little, his hair was white, but it changed into black after few years." Said, "Really?" As Izuku saw himself on the mirror, as he was a completely different person. He knows how it has happened, but he was not the same. Izuku had abs. That was the thing that made few nurses blush over there. He didn't look like a 15-year-old. He didn't look like a 15-year-old boy. He looked like a, let's just say, 18-year-old. Yes, Mirio height. He is in the height of Mirio. He is not at the body of Mirio, but his body is more defined with godly energy. He looked like, man, no homo, but he looked like fucking badass. As Izuku's mom also blushed for a moment because how her son literally was said, "Nope, he's my son. Nope, get those thoughts out of your head, Inko." As she was telling herself, she was saying this to herself. As Izuku saw himself as the golden eye that said, maybe, he thought, "Do I have my ultimate blade work?" he thought. As he was overthinking of projecting Kensha and Bakia. Then he produced, let's just say, rule breaker in his hand. As the doctor were wide-eyed said, "It's a creation quirk," all of them said. As Izuku created some other, as the rule breaker disappeared, he was hoping to said, "Whoa, he has a creation quirk. I guess it's different from our parents. Sometimes it occurs when the dormant awake. The dormant quirk is simply nothing like the family quirk, but there's in case very much similar." As They saw Izuku playing. Izuku created some other like ninja knife. Let's just say kunais. The kunais were golden, by the way. The golden kunai floating as Izuku was playing with golden kunais, like they were planes as they were flying. As Inko said, it's mixed with my quirk, I guess. I didn't know Hashashi had a creation quirk, but wow, I would say. As the doctor discussed about this, and they thought, why don't we give him creation, his quirk weapon creation? As Izuku said, I can create more than weapons, he said to himself. I can create weapons with power, literally Excalibur if I want, he said. As he remembered taking Excalibur in his hand, as he copied Excalibur into his reality marble. It was exactly like the real one, so he was able to make the real copy exactly. Let's just say it is not strong as the real one, but hey, it is still strong. He was able to also create the dark version of Excalibur Morgan and the dark version of, let's just say, Berserker Sword, Lancelot's sword, and even Lancelot's sword. So it hasn't that much problem. As for the Avalon, it literally stitches all his wound up. Now, for in case he has modified Avalon here, like it doesn't use swords to let's just say heal Izuku. It is something a divine light that Zerathos gave. It uses that energy to heal Izuku. As the doctor leave Izuku there and said, "Have a nice day, Miss. We could leave Izuku after 2 weeks." As Izuku said, "So how many weeks I will sleep?" As the doctor and Izuku's mother said, we don't clearly know, but hey, now let's just say it was 5 months, 7 months. Yes. That's it. No. 5. Yes, 5 months. You were in a coma for 5 months. Said 5 months. Said so mean the UA entrance exam. Yes, it has passed, son. Inko said. Do you still wish to be Nasser and Izuku said. I don't want to be a hero anymore, Mom, he said, but it was a fake smile. Inko could not get it because Izuku was good at using fake smile. As Izuku said, I will try again some other time, but for now, I want to go into a normal high school with normal friends. As Izuku said with a smile, as Inko had a smile and said, okay, son. I have already had a high school there. We could go there if you want. As Izuku said, why not? As doctor said, you can take Izuku after 2 weeks. As now we are gonna go as 2 weeks later. Izuku was going to discharge from hospital as every test was done. Izuku's quirk, and it was not a quirk, literally power. In Izuku's reality marvel, he tried to summon the Chaos Spear as he was able to, but the problem is, when he summons the Chaos Spear, his body is not able to handle the full-on strength. Why? He got a little message from Zerathos, and Zerathos said, your body isn't fully aware of the divine energy that you have right now and the divine mana. The weapon is the source of mana completely, and your both soul and every environment is mixed with the weapon, so don't worry. It's gonna take some time to get used to the weapon, so you have to wait until you see the weapon. So how many days is gonna take? Izuku said to Zerathos. Zerathos said, a month really. It's gonna take you a month to fully getting used to all the weapons. Your body has only get used to Avalon, Excalibur Morgan, Lancelot's swords, the dark version of Lancelot's sword, and Rule Breaker, Gale Blog, and some of your own creations. They are only the one that your body is able to produce by right now. But I have given you some properties like creation. You can create your own armor your own. Apparently, you can also create your own armor from using. It's like a creation, but not at the same time. Thank you, Zerathos, for everything. You're welcome, son. As Zeta was happy knowing that Izuku also tried to think of the god as his father figure. God, in reality, he's really a god. So yeah, he is a father of all human in a way. As the message died down, Izuku just said, "Huh, so I cannot wield the chaos spear, not right now apparently, but hey, I wanna make a little bit of a new kind of weapon right now." As he thought, as he was reading a few history about some other weapons, as when he was in the hospital, he said to the nurse to bought some history book about some historical weapons and other things. As the nurse came with some historical books, so why not the patient have to have full on luxury. As the nurse bought one book, it was the weapon of the historical weapon, the weapon of power. As the book occurred, the book in the book there were mainly his weapons. As he looked at the book for a few moments, as he found a ring. The ring was the ring of the Red Dragon Emperor. The ring is able to show the dominance between the Red Dragon Emperor fought God. Take the title from the title of the God of domination from God, as the God also end with this dragon. After a few war between angels and devils and God, they were sealed in some scared gear as they were killed, and by their skin and by their power God made this ring called the Red Emperor's ring. Gives you an insane amount of strength and an aura of domination that no one could possess. As he looked at the ring for a moment and said, this ring might be interesting, he thought, as he trying to create this ring, but it's taking more time than usual. But in usual he could create in one single look, but his body is still getting to his new powers, so it's getting too much time. As Izuku created after 2 hours later, Izuku created his ring. The ring was exactly like that, but when Izuku wore the ring and tried to use his power, the ring exploded. Ring just disappeared from the set shit. As he created another 2 hours passed. Izuku was able to create the ring of the Red Dragon Emperor, as the ring was marvelous as it looked. As the ring looked marvelous at its look, as the ring shined shone brightly, as it was in the middle there was a green gem. The gem was real, as the ring shined brightly, showing its domination. As Izuku was covered in a red like aura around him. As the auras, he got information from the ring. Said the aura protects him from other attacks like bullets and other things. Even immortals' mere fist get connected to this aura. The the person arm and other parts will be break by the mere impact from the shield. The ring grants the user insane amount of strength that he needs. He could even lift up, let's just say, 7 trucks, literally 7 oil trucks. As he said, that's interesting. As the main character made the ring, as he just said, go back to the reality marvel. As the ring disappeared from his hand, as said, the ring is too powerful. Nah, not too powerful. I'm gonna use the ring mostly. He thought. As said, my other weapons are also fine, but the ring is extremely. Why didn't I get this ring on when I was with Zerathos? He thought. As he said, no, my creation make evaluation of the main things. So I guess my creation magic has to do with the most power part. I guess he thought. As he put the ring back into his reality marvel. As Izuku has red eyes and golden eyes. Red eye and golden eye. Sorry, Izuku has red hair and golden eyes. as Izuku was getting ready to be discharged, as Izuku wear the ring that he made few days ago, as the ring was shining powerful as it looked, showing the dominance to other people. As Izuku's body was covered in red aura, then the red aura disappeared because it was invisible, but the aura is still there. Izuku can activate whenever he wants. As Izuku wear the ring said, "This ring will be my protection key." As we go, Izuku's mom came and said, "Are you ready to go home, Izuku?" As she said, she looked beautiful as ever. As Izuku said, "Yes, mom." As Izuku getting there, as Izuku's mom thanking the doctor as some other part. The nurse still blushed seeing Izuku right now because Izuku looked handsome as shit. Yeah, why not? No homo, guys. As the nurse blushes by looking at Izuku's face, as some of the nurse gave Izuku their number, as they said, "Call me if you want." As Izuku was holding a big ass list, let's just say list of numbers. As Izuku said, "Hey, I think I'm not be able to call them." As Zerath still looking at Izuku's life, and Zerath said to Izuku, said, "This is what you being get when you are a god." Said, "I know, but still, I didn't think that every girl in the hospital is gonna give me that." Said, "Be more confident in yourself, Izuku. Don't you forget you are the world champion, the universal champion in a case." Said, "Thank you." As Izuku had a blush a little bit because knowing how Zerathos just praised Izuku. Zerathos normally does not praise Izuku that much, but today he is just praising way too much. As Izuku said, "I think I should go. My mom is calling." He said, "Okay, bye, Izuku." As Zerathos was looking at Izuku's life and his throne. As we go to Izuku, is going with his mom, and Izuku saw a car. Said, "Mom, if I remember correctly, we didn't had a car." Said, "Now we do, honey. Get into the car." As he would get into the car, Izuku was riding. Izuku know how to ride a car, so yes, he has fucking the dominance amount of intelligence, and why not? As Izuku's mom was riding the car, as Izuku said, "Mom, didn't we pass our old home?" Said, "That's not our home, Izuku." "Didn't you pass our home?" Said, "That's not our home, Izuku." As they went there, they went another side in a rich part of the city. Izuku went in the little bit of rich part in the city. As said, "Mom, we are, I don't think we are gonna go fit there very well." As Izuku mom said, "Shush, Izuku, we are gonna see the surprise." Izuku mom said, "Close your eyes, honey." I said, "Mom, but close your eyes, honey." Inko said. I said, "Okay." Izuku closed his eyes. As they were reaching for the little bit of hole, as Izuku stopped, the car stopped. As Izuku mom said, "Now look to your right, Izuku." As Izuku opened, he saw something that he jaw dropped over there. As Izuku saw, as he said, "Oh," as he said, "Is this our house, mom?" As Izuku's mom just giggled and said, "Yes, honey, this is our house." As Izuku's mom entered in the house with her car, as Izuku was still watching the house and said, "Whoa." As suddenly some maids came up to Izuku and said, "Hey, welcome home, master and mistress." As all the maids said, "There were not all, let's just say there are three maids in the house mainly. The three of them take care of the house when Inko is not in the home." As the maid were pretty loyal to Inko. Now Izuku said, "Mom, we're gonna have a talk about this." Said, "Of course, honey, we are gonna." As they went entered to the hallway room, as they entered the room, as they were in the hallway, as Izuku's mom said, wash your face and come on, go to the bathroom and wash your face and hands. Now after then come down. We're gonna have breakfast." As it was early in the morning, Inko wanted to make Izuku her own handmade food. So yeah. As Izuku came down as Inko was still making food. As Izuku said, "Mom, what kind of work do you do?" you afforded this house, said Izuku honey. You see, after you get into the coma, she was sad and she just shrugged it off again and said, when you went in coma, I started your father ditch us, as he said that he has already married another woman as he wanted divorce. So he came at that time as he divorced me, and we did for a few couple of months we did get some money, but after that your father left me. I started looking for job. I started doing multiple jobs and other part. Then suddenly an offer, there was a newspaper print, and they said applied for job in the Yairozus for the personal secretary. So I applied for there, and luckily I was appointed as Mr. Yairozu's personal secretary. As Izuku just said, "Whoa! I may not know the Yairozus, but hey, luck did turn out to be good for us." As Izuku said, "Maybe go rule." He thought it was one of the skill that Izuku picked up from Galgamish when he killed her. As Izuku knows that Gold Rule said, "I didn't know Gold Rule was that powerful." He thought, as as he as Izuku started to eat the katsudan that Izuku's mom make. As Izuku had a little tear, said, "After a very long time, I'm having katsudan, mom." As Izuku's mom hugged him until the dinner and said, "Don't worry, son, eat up. It won't happen again." As Izuku started eating katsudan and said, "So, I know I was in the coma for many long years, so I passed the entrance. I didn't go to the entrance exam, I know that, because of the coma, but so the start of the first year in UA has already started, right, mom?" Said, "Yes, I got a few word, and Mr. Yairo's daughter, Momo Yairo's in class 1A, so they have started already." As Izuku said, I guess the zero course might be fun if my quirk awakened a few months earlier, but honey, look at the basta, you did awake your quirk, and maybe Shiketsu might take you in the next year, seeing how powerful your quirk is. Said, "Maybe, mom," he said. As Izuku had a smile, as Inko said, "Now go to your new room over there. Go to the left." As Izuku said, "Thank you, mom." As though everything goes according to thing, as we gonna skip to the night. After dinner, Inko sleep peacefully for the first time. As Izuku saw Inko sleeping, so he said, "I guess it's time for my vigilante work for a bit," he thought. As he went outside his house, not making nobody awake, as his maid was already on to their way of their own homes. As Izuku get out of his house, we see Izuku in the alley, getting into one of the alleyways, as he said, "Berserker armor." As he didn't scream, but he crouched down as he get into his berserker armor. He said to himself, in the berserker armor, he is unable to talk, but he is able to stay in calm. But the problem is if he get too much angry, it's gonna be some problem, he thought. As he went into he teleport. It was like a teleportation, auto teleportation. As he teleported into one of the building roof of the cities. As he looked up, he was sitting in one of the cities, as he looking for trouble. As he was looking for trouble, if anyone is in trouble, he's gonna save them. As he was looking at the city from above for looking for trouble, nobody could notice him because of the black and how dark he looked. As he saw a few heroes, like let's just say he saw one of the heroes. Let's just say it is native right now. Native, I hate the native fucking hero. That fucking native hero. Native, yes. He's trying to fight a villain. Let's just say he remembers how muscular Tonim said he was also looking for muscular at the same time. As he was chasing a villain down. The villain, let's just say the villain was, fuck that. As he was chasing a villain down, the villain, let's just say, wait. The villain was holding a little girl in hostage. As the villain said, I'm gonna slit her throat if you come any closer. As Native didn't care about the civilian, he said, nobody is there. So as Native rushed forward, as the villain was about to slit the little girl's head off, as Izuku teleported behind that villain, as the villain could feel killing intent. As Izuku said, "What are you doing?" Izuku just roared a little bit, as the roar caused a villain and the hero to got frozen in fear, as he saw something, a line of red looking at the villain. It was pitch dark, nothing else. As the villain started to shake, as he hid his hand over there, seeing having so much fear inside of him. As Native, on the other hand, he was frozen in fear, not knowing what to do. As our main character sliced the villain down, as his corpse started to disappear, as it decayed over there. As our main character didn't say anything, he said in a demonic voice, like said, "You don't know." Sorry. "You don't know how to rescue your people. That villain was about to slit this little girl's throat out, and you're not caring and rushed at the villain. What if I didn't came and the villain sliced her throat off?" As Native was not saying anything. As Izuku said, "You're not a hero. You only become a hero just for fame." As Izuku's mentality was like that. As he with his eyes he could see what kind of job Native did. Every job he said, he was unable to save any civilian, not anyone. The civilian was severely hurt, but some of them died. As he said, "I could see you killed that girl named Reiko. She wanted help from you. But the villain was holding her. You said everything will be fine. You rushed at the villain. The villain killed her, but you were able to catch the villain. You scarred her family. You scarred this girl. I could see the girl did not haunt you because knowing you did a good job. You did a job to protect you, but you don't deserve the living. You don't deserve to be a hero." As he said, as our main character getting a lightning speed in front of him, as said, "You don't deserve to be a hero." He cut Native over there. He didn't decay his body because he wanted to. He gave a little message of blood and said, "Those who don't do their job properly will be killed like this." As our main character teleport there, he was in his position as he was looking at the city. He said, "I hope that little girls don't say anything." We go back to the little girl that he saved. The little girl now named as, let's just say, who should I give? Yes, okay. The little girl is the sister of Mirio. Yes, Mirio Togata. As Mirio was looking for her over the whole city. As Mirio was able to find her in the alleyway. As Mirio said, "Are you okay, little sis?" As Mirio's little sister, Miki Togata, she clung onto her brother and said, Brother, a hero saved me." As she said, "A hero? Hero saved you?" He said, "What kind of hero?" He was wearing an armor, and she was trying to explain what kind of armor he was wearing, but it was very hard because she was still a little kid. But she said, "When I grow up, I want to be just like him." As to Miru, the little girl didn't see that what Izuku did to Native, but Izuku let's just say, erased her memory of that part. As Mirio said, whoever this hero is. As before, Mirio said, did he give you a name? As now we go back to a flashback when the girl said, hey mister, do you have your name? What's your name, mister? As Izuku said, Lancelot. With a little bit of, not demonic voice, let's just say, a good voice in a way, as said Lancelot. As said Lancelot. Thank you, Mr. Lancelot. As the girl gave Izuku a little hug and said, go over there is the police station. When she was about to go to push our main character saw her brother coming over there as our main character got there. Yes, that's the thing I wanted to rewrite a little bit. As we see it, Emilio said, whoever you are, Lancelot, I will be forever grateful towards you. As the next day, we see Izuku getting out of his bed as one of his mates said, Master, time to wake. As the mates trying to wake Izuku up, but Izuku said to 5 more minutes. As the mate said, yeah, okay, Master. As Izuku was sleeping till 11, as he was sleeping at now we see 9 p.m. His school is gonna start at 10, so he said, Izuku suddenly said, why did you wake Izuku? Said, Master wanted to sleep a little bit more. Said, you let him? Said, Master said, I said, I have told you already, wake him up in the morning, so I guess I have to wake. As Inko got there in the room, Izuku was sleeping like a log. As he said, Izuku honey, time to go to school, your new school, did you forget? As Izuku said, shit, he thought, I guess I'm gonna be late on my first day. He said as he tried to eat breakfast very soon as possible. As they were listening to news, as the news said, breaking news, we have found an half cut off body of native, the pro hero native, in the one of the alleyways. As there was a little message from a message that who said this, as said, a hero who follows fame are gonna end up like this. As if you don't want to end up like this, change your ways soon, or else I am coming for you. This message for the heroes who look for fame and who doing only hero job for fame or anything. As the news stopped, as Izuku said, it's too fucking sad. But hey, Native was a bad guy. Said yes, of course, Native was a bad guy. One of the few mates started to discuss with them. So how so Native? How so Native was a bad guy? Izuku answered. The Native, you see, the pro hero Native, he was not good with other, and he was charged with many cases like assaulting women in the alleyway. And whenever he saved a woman, he wanted a little reward. So what kind of reward? Like you know, said, oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. Did any of you face him? Said, yes, Linda did face her. Linda said, Linda, me, master, I faced him one time. He wanted, said, I'm very sorry to hear. Nah, I didn't give him. The police came there at the right time and rescued me. Said, I guess you were safe. So, as Izuku said, at least I did a good job killing that pedophile. As as we see, our main character just said, Izuku, hurry up, eat your food. You're getting late. As Izuku said, I'm eating. I'm a human, not a god. I'm gonna eat so fast. Said, hurry up, Izuku, eat your food. As Izuku eat his food and said, Now Izuku was in his, the car. As Izuku fronting of before he was in front of a new school. As he said, so my school life start here. As he looked at his school. As Izuku saw his school, as he read out loud, Septuria Academy. I hope my school life is fun at least. As he looked to the school. The school was very big and it had playgrounds and, you're seeing it right now. As he said, I hope the school life goes well. As Inko said, do you like your new school? Said, I do. As Izuku's mom gave handing him a little bit of, the letter and other stuff, said, you're in class 3C, you're in class 1A, and go there, show the letter to the teacher, and he will let you in. I said, okay, mom. I said, oh, and before you go to the principal. His principal is one of my old friends, so you just have to say that I said, my mom just said we meet you before I go to my class, okay, honey? As she gave she kissed Izuku's forehead and said, I have to go to the work, honey. You have to. I today I am too late because I thought I just accompany you your first day of school. I didn't want to be late, as she said. I said, okay, mom, bye. I said, mom, love you. I said, love you too. As Izuku's mom left, Izuku went into the academy gate. As some of the girls were looking at Izuku, and some they were whispering and said, "He look cute, right? He look handsome. What are you saying, cute? He's cute, handsome at the same time." As Izuku just started having a little sweat drop and said, "Hey, I know it's a new thing for me," he said. As Zerathos just said, "Yeah, I'm still having fun seeing your life." And you're approached by the world of your own heroes. That's something new. Are you really trying to kill everyone? Said, it's not kill really. He's a sinner. Said, I did say he was a sinner, but still, you could have tried to, scare the living shit out of him. You shouldn't have killed. No. What I did kill it was very good. He's a womanizer, a pedophile also. I have also heard a little story about him. They said, as he was reading his story, said, in his mind, as said, one time he literally sexually assaulted a 4-year-old kid. Could you even say a 4-year-old kid? She is not even developed. He is a pedophile. As God said, I know, but hey, I don't care right now, but you did a good job. He said, okay, bye. As Zerthos was seeing Izuku, because he's Zerthos' warrior. As Izuku entered the classroom, Izuku go to the principal room. As the principal, to announce to him, the principal was a woman. As the principal was just said, when is he gonna come, Inko? As Inko said, he might be coming 3, 2, 1 right now. As Izuku said, my mom said, my mom, you see, I was supposed to meet you. My mom said that, he said, yes, your son is here, Inko. Said, okay, bye. Bye, Septaka. Sorry, no, change the name, said, bye, Sarah, as Inko said. As we go time skip, we see Sarah. Sarah was a woman with very beautiful figure. As Sarah said, I'm Sarah. Sarah said, as he said, as Izuku said, hello, Miss Celeste. As there was another woman said, oh, and me. I'm me. Wait a second. As she said, I'm Elsa Azora. I'm the substitution principal for her. You can say when she is not here, I'll do the principal job. You can say, she said. I said, oh, okay. As now we go back to Miss Sarah Celestia. As Sarah said, so you're Inko's son, and do you know what kind of academy this is? Said, no idea. You see, Izuku, this academy is famous for some other reasons. Like us, both teachers are different from the both. This is different from UA in itself. Said how? You see, we both are heroes, but we don't go into the ranking system of heroes, because we can say we save the world from shadows. And the Celestia Academy are supported by the government from the whole world. And for Inko being one of my best friends, and you gain a new cook suddenly all of a sudden, can you show us a little bit of demonstration? Said, okay, miss. As Izuku was taken to let's just say pocket dimension of Miss Celestia, As she created the pocket dimension thing, I said, "Oh, that's cool." I said, "Of course. Okay, now show us one of your abilities." As it was literally a copy of the whole city. As our main character just now using the same move as he had right now, as he created the bow and the sword. I said, "I am the bone of my sword." He released the sword. He released the bow as the energy destroyed everything in his 48-mile radius as there was a big bang. The sheer impact power shook the both principal and the sub principal also, as they said, "Whoa, why didn't you become a hero?" Both of them questioned. As Izuku was in little uncomfortable and said, let's just say I wake my quirk after I was in coma." I said, interesting, interesting. As they said, "You will do." As she said, "Huh?" Izuku said, "You see, you're gonna join student council as the disciplinary member." Said, it's a position for right now, but you're gonna rose up from the rank, and you see, we're known as the Trinity Seven for a reason, and you're gonna join one. You're gonna be one of them. You're gonna be the eighth member of them. So be ready to join, boy." As said, I said, "You don't have a choice, and by the distraction power we saw, you're not going anywhere, boy." As Izuku said, okay, ma'am."